You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
I'm the man, and the man feels no pressure. I am the man that everyone fears.
You are now entering the vicious circle.
You are facing a fuel-injected suicide machine!
I'm the man. When I walk, the ground shakes. I am the master. I am the ruler of the world. They have been waiting below the surface. Shake the earth of this giant Shake the earth of this giant.
And welcome to the vicious circle. Sid, how is your night going?
Doing pretty good, Rob.
Yes. Gotta let you know the very first person to comment was Nathan. G'day, guys.
Oh, all right, Nathan. What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's our friend from Australia. Let me see here. And then right after that was Daniel said, all right, Sid from London. It's 12:30 there.
Wow,
That's late.
it is late. You guys go to bed.
Yeah, no doubt. Sleep time. And Jeremy says, what's up, Robin? Sid from Imperial, California. How's your day today? I'm doing great myself. Just staying safe.
There you go, Jeremy.
That's the key. How's your day been? Like, how, what were you up to today?
Well, 4:15 this morning, I was at the gym, and
Yes.
then I came home and went over to the doctor's appointment for my ear deal and congestion, and it was just to pick up paperwork. I got to go back tomorrow.
Oh,
It's just stupid stuff, but really that, and it was cold as heck here. For me now, if everyone's keeping up on the fitness chart deal, man, I am making some big gains. I even told you about, Rob. I am so far ahead of where I thought I'd be at this point. My dad is starting. I'm kicking it in, getting it narrowed down, ready to start for Monday. But on the workout side of things, man, I've taught myself a few new tricks this past couple weeks.
really? Interesting.
Yeah,
I know you sent me your supper.
right there you go.
That looks good.
Salmon, asparagus, a little corn, and a little rice.
Oh, salmon. I haven't had salmon in forever.
It's good. You know, I just got something. I wanted something different. And it was okay. I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here was mine. I had roast
There you
beef, potatoes, and corn. I had the basics.
Is that corn or carrots?
Carrot. Oh my gosh. Another sea vegetable,
Yeah, really.
And even Nathan sent in his. There's what Nathan had.
I see he had a sweet potato and looks like kangaroo and some greens for supper. Then it looks like next to his plate is a child. He must have had a child for dinner. I mean, for dessert.
I think that's his dessert. He's like
There you go.
ready to go. But yeah, we are all. Oh, here we go.
You just if that was chicken, go ahead.
Oh no. Nathan said just about to have my lunch. Rob has seen one of my daily meal schedules. Yep, we showed the supper.
Right. Did he see that, Rob?
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for
Okay.
his comment.
It looks if that's chicken, it looks like he beat it up with something before he cooked it and after he cooked it.
Kind of does. It's very barbecued. We'll go.
Oh,
with that.
okay, barbecued. Okay.
It's gotta be.
I love that sweet potato though.
Oh, no kidding. Even Tom, he says, I'm doing great with my diet, Sid, down 9 pounds since the 13th of January.
Okay, good, man.
Oh, yep, there's Nathan. So yeah, there are a couple people I should just mention while we're on the topic. Tom, I need to get your height, weight, and age. I don't have that yet. And same with Terry and Rondell. Those three guys, I don't have that information yet. And then we are ready to start on Monday.
Right. So Sunday, Sunday night, our show will be getting that tuned in and trying to get all those details filed up. And I'm hopefully going to have some pictures of some of the people from the church for the show Sunday as well. I'll have some envelopes with some pictures in that we'll be sending out to people, and then we'll start that.
Nice. And if anybody wants to come on Sunday that's in the challenge, let me know, because
Right.
we'll do a real quick recap before we get going on Monday.
Yeah, and it won't be long. Everyone, it'll just be a real quick deal. Say what you weigh, blah blah blah. Just a little way we all see you, talk to you for a second, and
Yep.
then we're going to try to touch base with everyone as often as we can, to be sure everybody's doing well, and then we'll start monitoring this thing and get everybody kicked in.
That's right.
And if you've already, and I know Tom said he already started. I know Lloyd's already started. Again, this is just for fun. If any of the money is going to go to the charity over at the church, and then, but I know a lot of people are already really doing well with this thing.
Excellent. And Tom says, I'll come on if Sid's okay with it. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
he just asked you to. Nathan here said, that was my wife's attempt at using a new air fryer. Double killed the chicken.
that's all right.
And then he commented, we never eat our own children.
There you go. I wonder how those air fryers are. I thought about buying one just to have chicken in a different way. I don't know.
Hey, it couldn't hurt. What is it like, Nathan? Give us a little feedback on that. Does it have a very different taste from regular cooking?
Right, from baked or broiled or whatever.
Exactly. Tonight, though, we're going to focus a lot on wrestling.
Yeah, we're going to just talk about wrestling a little bit.
Yeah. So you watched AEW last night, right?
Yeah, now I was watching that and NXT, and I was watching some of the on CNN the coronavirus task force thing last night on bringing us up to speed of what's going on there. So I did see some of it, pretty much all of it. I did see the first match on AEW, which was Striker, I think, and who was it? Oh, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston
And
was
Lance
a little
Archer.
more. Lance Archer, that's what it is. I'm sorry, Lance Archer. Eddie Kingston was a better match than the couple before that. You know, what I saw the first time I saw him work with Moxley, he was really good. Everything was on point. I thought it was probably one of the best opening matches. It might have been Lance Archer's. I think I don't like him in a babyface mode. He tried to stay out of it. Looked like he really worked really, really hard. The best I think he's ever looked, in my opinion, to me. And I haven't seen everything he's done. So, but he really looked good in that match. He did a really good job of, working that big man thing, and that's hard to do, especially with no people there, not wanting to take that bump. Him and Kingston, I guess that's his name, did a really good job on that. Again, first match. Some people probably say it was too much for a first match, but I think it was really good. The only thing is sometimes Lance Archer looks just a little awkward.
Yeah.
I do know he's drawing the camera, which is good. Maybe take your time and let people say what let people catch on what you're saying a little bit. I did that a lot. And what he's doing there too. He's making use of every second he has on TV, and that's a really good thing to do. I don't know who taught him that, but that's you either pick up, you don't. But then I saw.
Well, I'm going to jump in there real quick for just a second. There's only one thing about that match I didn't like.
All right.
And that's right at the beginning when he sent Jake back. And maybe it's just I haven't watched it enough. The minute he sent Jake back, I knew that was going to be an angle.
Right. I knew something was going to be. That's the thing is, too, Rob, we talked about this. This again, I don't want I'm just saying what I've heard before. That's a Dusty Rhodes type of deal, or Ole Anderson, supposedly. When they do all these run-ins, they can't, they don't want to take the time to just make it make sense right there. Now, of all that they did really well in that whole match and all the stuff they did in that, the worst part of it was the end. Because I did not want to see Jake Roberts sprawled out on the floor with his big fat gut sticking out. Now, Robert, we talked about it a second ago before we went on air. I'm watching AEW differently than a lot of people are. I'm watching because I like a little corny. I like a little off, a little stupid. and that's why I'm watching now. When you see things like when you have that great match and all that went well, again, Jake should have just stayed out there. He made a spectacle of himself, and that's what people remember the last things, unfortunately. But no, it just
They could have peppered in, where he had a couple squash matches and he sent Jake back going, you know what, I got this. Don't worry about it. And then that way, when it comes to this match and he sends Jake back, it shows overconfidence, but it also doesn't play into the fact that he's getting dragged out later. They just needed a reason to get him backstage.
right. Thing is, I feel like managers too. We use managers for a reason, to make them mean something at the right time. I would never send my manager back until it really meant something. You know what I mean? So that didn't mean anything for him. Then just to walk out, he goes, "Go to the back." That's not continuity either. Then it gives people, then again, I don't know. It's just not continuity. We want to have continuity, and we give something to the people without meaning to it. We're going to lose that when it does, if they're trying to make it mean something.
Exactly.
And I'm not down on anyone when I say things like this, but you're not going to make anything mean anything with Jake Roberts involved in it. Only thing I'm worried for Lance Archer is that he is for him right now, he's a little older. I would like to see him have got this break a few years ago. He really is their best big guy. Him, Jack Hager. I think I think them two would make a good match. Two big man deals. They both really know how to work as big guys. So at least they have somebody to work with. Then I see. Saw some of the coronavirus. No, we won't talk about that. I saw.
Nathan did respond. Nathan said, all the same taste as baked, but with the fat drained to the bottom. As you'd seen, it's very easy to overcook. Once you get the hang of it, you tend to use it far more and more.
That's what I've heard. So I might try to get me one of those. That's the thing about me making this chicken is I don't have to go in there and turn it. I don't have to go out there and drain the grease off of it all the time. It's just always something, And that's what's making, I think, me giving it that taste I'm sick of, I think I'm going to go somewhere tomorrow and find me what's called a roasting pan where it sits on top of it and all the grease goes down. It doesn't get in the grease.
That might be like a cheap air fryer.
Yeah.
But Cece says the air fryers are awesome. No oil or very little required.
That's good.
And then who do we have here? This guy named Eric. He said, Sid knows more about new talent than I do now. I have no idea who he's talking about.
Well, and real quick, back to the wrestling. Brittany Baker, whatever it is, Britt Baker.
Yep.
I was really high on her in the beginning of AEW's, when they first started. She does a great interview, but just, I don't know, there's something there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't like to see people run all the time either. She's always running off. I don't know if she's trying to avoid getting into these. I hated pull aparts too. I don't know if she's trying to avoid some of those. Or again, they're not thinking things through where it would make sense for the. And that's something too. You can tell everybody's sort of doing their own thing. There's nothing with any, where you say, okay, I can see something down the road with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last match I remember was the tag match, and it was really good. Just a lot of action in it. The Young Bucks. The 8-man. Now, real quick, here's a trivia question. Now, before we get off the wrestling. Now, I did search over to NXT a few times. I didn't recognize any of these people or didn't really stay long enough to watch. But I did watch a segment, a little, I guess they call it a vignette, of the Imperiums or something like this, a group of people, guys. It looks as if they're trying to make them look like a group like they did the Russians, the Volkovs and all that, but they're speaking English. I'm not sure what the Imperial is deal, but the vignette itself was unbelievably good. But so when you look at something like that and go back and watch it AEW, it's like, wow. Meaning this, when we compared WCW to WWF back then, the territories were pretty equal. Sometimes I think WCW had better talent. So that's what made them equal. AEW's talent is just not there. The production is just not there. The quality is just not there. I just don't see how they're making it. I don't see how they're going to make it. But again, like Rob, you said, it's sort of like the Biden thing. It's not that people are watching AEW because it's what they're wanting to watch. I think they'll watch it because they don't want to watch WWE.
That might be it. Yeah.
Think about WWE. They might have the production and everything, but they don't have the, and they're all working the butts off, both companies. It's just, I said this the other day, I believe, it's just their talent looks old, like old people.
Yeah.
I hate saying that.
Sean, I know I've said if I don't say something to post it again, don't post it 19 times in a row. Okay. We'll get to his sentence here. He said, hello, Sid from London. Royal Rumble this weekend. How the world would love for Sid to blow everyone away and rule the world again. I think the fans would freak out. Sean from London.
Yeah. It'd be something to think about, but that's not going to happen.
Let me see here. There was a question. Yeah, here we go. Andy says, Britt Baker is the hot female equivalent of Isaac Yankem DDS, but with better talent.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Andy.
Whatever
Andrew,
happened to him. Just kidding, he said.
Yeah. But no, a lot better for sure, because she can do a really good interview. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what I saw of her in the beginning. I don't know why I'm not seeing it right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. Now, there was one match in the middle I guess you didn't get to see, but it was Dax Harwood versus Jungle Boy.
I saw part of that. I did see some of that, but of course I'm channel surfing, everyone.
Yeah.
The thing about this now, I think I've said this before. I only know one person that really watches Jungle Boy, and it's an 83-year-old friend of mine. Her name's Ann. She's a big fan of Memphis wrestling, and she thinks the Jungle Boy is like a little toy. I just don't see. I mean, he works his butt off too. Don't get me wrong, but that's almost like that, and it's like watching. I'm trying to think of some of those bizarre characters WWF had at one time. It's just a little hard. He's beside water with a spear and stuff. No, I don't know. I thought when I first saw him on the scene at AEW, I thought, okay, this is and they do got to keep guys underneath like that, meaning something when they do work with people on TV. Who do you work with? It was that Tag Tully Blanchard's team.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt to beat that guy, but those guys just dropped the belts not long ago. It doesn't, unless they're going to shoot an angle. I don't know. I haven't seen ratings. I don't keep up with it. I'd probably venture to say people tuned out on that a little bit.
So I gotta say, I actually enjoyed that one a little bit more.
Well, you were a scout leader, Rob.
I was. So therefore, Jungle Boy is my guy. That's right. But it was neat. It was cool watching. And then at the end, of course, they had the big run in, and they actually cut the horns off what's his name's mask.
Oh yeah. Now that's good. No, that's fun. That is. I forgot about that. That's that's good old stupid heat. I did that as Lord Humongous 42,000 years ago, where they handcuffed me to something. But again, it's fun for me to watch. I just don't know while the people are watching it.
Yeah. And see, okay, CC posted this, and it makes sense for people like her that's why they keep bringing people back. I can't seem to find the comment. It's only showing me the last 5, but the guy that said he don't know who is in wrestling anymore now. Me too. I stay in the nostalgic years. I have no clue what's what and who's who now.
Right.
And that's why you see Jake the Snake and Tully Blanchard and Sting.
Right. Right. No, that's exactly why, Rob. When you got Jake at, you got him and his gut. So you got like 2 people there.
2 for the price of 1.
Right.
Here's a question from Danilo. Hey Sid, how was it working with Vader? Was he really that stiff?
Not really, not at all. He was. I mean, I enjoyed working with him. I've said it a million times. He was one of the top 5 people I enjoyed working with of all time.
And you know what? That's something we haven't done in a bit. Is a wrestling term. Why don't we do that one? What does stiff mean when you start talking about wrestling?
Well, stiff is when of course we're working out there, and some things like smack across the back, you want to lay in and stuff like that. But you don't want to say hit a guy too hard to his face or something like that. And if you hit too hard, that's called being stiff. But now Vader did do that to a lot of people, but he just didn't do it with me.
But did he do it in the same frame? Like, and we talk about you and Dan doing it to that one fella, that one jobber. Did
Right.
he do it in that vein where
No.
something was stiff with him, so he reciprocated kind of thing?
No, he just did it. He was an opportunist. We all are, the ones that are successful. But he like beating those little guys up, you know.
Nathan's got a good post here. Jake's got nothing on my gut.
No, Nathan, he's got you beat this time.
Yep. Sorry, buddy.
You just didn't see that gut last night, evidently.
Let's see here. Pam has a question. Sid, who did you have a hard time working with in the ring?
Wow. The hardest person I had working in the ring was Adam Baum.
Really?
Yeah, he was just a nice guy, but just didn't have any idea about, matches and how to make them work. Now, there's a lot of people equally as bad as him. Tatanka was bad. When you picked him up, he'd like hold on to you. I don't know. There's a lot of bad people out there. I guess I could keep going. Better stop right there.
Okay, we'll stop right there.
Yeah.
CC commented back, well, it's good for the older guys that want to still work and still be connected to wrestling. Although I do feel bad for the folks that don't seem to want to do it, but seem to have to. I get the impression that's the case with Slaughter.
I haven't seen Slaughter in a long time.
Actually, neither have I. Where are you seeing him, CC?
Yeah.
I'm curious. And
no, I would much rather see Slaughter out there any day than Jake Roberts.
I liked Slaughter. I did. Casey says, I worked with Sid in both WCW and WWF.
That sounds familiar, Casey.
Casey Thompson. Maybe a bit more info. Let's see. Here we go. Danilo said, yeah, those Vader shots with the guy in the corner really look nasty.
Yeah, they did. But honestly, I don't think they were that bad, but they did. I mean, I wasn't taking them, so I don't know. But yeah, they did look pretty tough.
Okay. Here's Tom. He was on the Legends Raw January 4th of this year. Oh, was he? I did not see that. I'm thinking that's about Slaughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Daniel's got one. Does Sid remember his match against El Gigante at Super Brawl 1? I think it was a stretcher match. What did he think of the match with him?
Daniel, that was equally as bad a match as I've ever had in my life. Thank you for reminding me. What that was my last night there at WCW before I went to the WWF. He was supposed to be put on that stretcher, but for me to, I was just doing the favor on the way out, and I did the stretcher myself. It wasn't something I was looking forward to.
I don't remember that match. I guess you do, though. You were there.
I think it was at St. Pete. Yeah, I know that's where it was.
Andy's got one. If WWE or AEW came knocking at your door, Sid, which route would you go if you wanted to? Just curious.
You know what, Andy? I don't know. Being as this, I don't know. I think with AEW, I would have more luxury giving myself to do something, that I think really matters. Where I wouldn't want to do something like Jake Roberts or something like that. I've got some other ideas too. I think sometimes a place like WWE would give me my best chance to succeed at doing something. So I don't know. It just all depends what the offer would be.
Interesting. Let's say they both offered $1 million. Which would you prefer to work with? Talent wise.
Rob, honestly, if they both offered me $1 million, they wouldn't do that. That's not how the business works. But if both places offered the same amount of money, and money is not the issue, it really would be if we had an understanding that I would get to do something positive. They just wouldn't put me out there as a fucking piñata, So that would be more of the reason where I'd go more than the money.
Okay. Jay Feller says, how about that time we was in Woodstock where we had to set up the ring in the water?
Yeah, that was in Birmingham. What did they call that? They had some kind of, that was Eddie Gilbert's booking.
Oh,
I
was it?
remember that. Yeah, that was yeah, I remember that. Jay, you're from Birmingham.
Let's see here. Taurus Thunder Maddox said, thoughts on the double ring Royal Rumble at Great American Bash 89?
You know, I would have loved to have been more active in that double ring battle royal, but I had a disc at my back and just standing on the apron was taking my breath. And Danny, like most of the time anyway, had to do most of the work in that deal. So, but I think I got a pretty good pop when they tagged me in, however.
Oh, yeah. I remember that vividly. Danilo said, any beef with Jake, the Snake Sid? Probably back in your time together in the WWF back in the early 90s. He's definitely not a physique guy, but all about psychology.
No, not a beef at all. Now, honestly, everybody knows this. Jake was a stooge. I got a scar on my left arm where he tore my bicep because he was always drunk every night we worked. But I'm not mad at him about any of that. That's just the business. I'm honestly I do not like to see sloppy pigs out there. It's an insult to me. It's an insult to this business. And it's an insult to anyone that's thinking that AEW's got a chance to make it when they're allowing stupid stuff like that to happen. And when I see stuff like that happen, that makes me think that the guy really needing that job, and that's the young guy down the road that's busted his ass in one of these little independent shows, aren't going to get that spot because people are too stupid by putting people in situations like that out there, like Jake's doing. And nothing against you. Where's psychology involved laying on your stomach stretched out like that? Psychology have been smart enough to say, you know what? I should be out here right now. I'm going to be sent to the back. And I can't think of anything how to make this work better. I should deserve to stay in the back. But no, I don't have a beef with him. It's just that's what bothers me. And we know, you don't know this, baby, but I know, look at him. He's messed up. I'll bet any amount of money that he doesn't show up there straight. It's just ridiculous. And it's unprofessional. And I don't like to see that kind of people around.
Well, I know it bothers me in respect too that there is a certain point where you have to say, I just can't do this job.
Right.
And like I'm so curious to see what Sting is actually going to get involved in. He's going to be part of a main event now.
Well, this is what it looks like, Rob. I saw the after he's in a tag match. That other kid's going to do all the stuff. You know, I don't know. It's good. Like I said, I love to see all these guys out there. But I mean, we'll go back to this. Couldn't you have thought of an interview to do a couple of weeks ago for this build-up instead of just standing there? And it's not Sting's fault. It's the people that are running the show's fault. It's just, again, that looks to me like people are doing what they want to do. They're not making good decisions.
Gotcha. Jeremy's got a question here. Have you ever worked with Big Boss Man, Ray Traylor? And if so, how was it?
No, I never had a chance to, I don't believe.
Really? Yeah, I think he's like when we had Tito on the show, you guys were in the area at the same time. Like you went to shows but you never actually got in the ring, did you?
No.
Let's see here. Daniel's got one here. From the 9th of January to 18th, 92, you had 6 matches against The Undertaker and lost 6 times by DQ. What was the plan meant to be with those matches?
You know what? Honestly, I don't remember. I don't. Again, everyone, I don't keep up with wins and losses. I'm not stupid like that. And I don't think I always hate DQs or countouts. So I would have thought I remembered that.
Well, these might have been house shows too.
Well, house shows you wouldn't do a count or a DQ. It's stupid. You put a finish there. I don't remember doing those DQs with Taker, but maybe I did.
Interesting. Andy says, I think Sting is going to be a manager by the end of it. No disrespect to him, but I don't think he could handle the bumps. That's what I'm worried about.
No, he can't handle the bumps. And how can he be a manager? He can't talk.
Yeah, he
I
does.
mean, really, could you just go stand up in the rafters and manage people from above?
His gimmick is being silent.
Right, Andy, shut up.
Interesting.
Really, man.
Let me see here.
That's what they're so good about. They're getting all these managers that can't talk. You know, Jake's too induced in crack cocaine to talk, and Sting's never been able to talk. And I don't know.
Let me see. Tom says, "What was your experience like in War Games: The Match Beyond? It looks like you killed Pillman."
Yeah, almost in that. He was always took great bumps, and he was so easy to get up at. And that cage was really not that tall. Hey, that was another match on there last night too. Was the Pillman son and that other kid,
The varsity. Yeah.
the Varsity Blondes or something. Who did they work with?
Son of a gun.
It wasn't a bad match.
No, it was good. I see
was
a lot
pretty
of
good.
that in him.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Let me see here. Casey says, one time in WWF, we worked a handicap match, Sid versus RVD as Matt Burns and myself. Then Sid showed his appreciation to us and hooked us up with some money after the match.
Well, all right. Casey, you must have done a really good job when people did that for me. I always did that for them.
Yeah.
So he said I worked with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, Sid versus RVD. Oh, but his name then was Matt Burns.
RVD was?
Yeah.
God, I don't remember that.
Oh, it was a handicap match. It was RVD and Casey against you.
Right. I don't. I do. I mean, maybe I didn't realize that was RVD.
I'm really curious now because some of these wrestlers you don't know until their big gimmick.
Right.
You know, like I don't even remember Dr. Isaac Yankem until Kane came around, and then I looked at what Kane had done and saw the character. I was like, oh, interesting.
Right.
So Never here says, I bet Sid working with Karrion Kross would be a good deal for him if he went to WWE. Kross is the only guy I've seen that can even come close to Sid's intensity.
I think I know who you're talking about. If it's the guy I'm thinking about, he's got great potential. He's got a great look. He's got he's bigger than some of those guys. But my worry always with a character like that in the WWE or WWF is I'm guessing he's working as someone like a heel or whatever. Whatever I've already seen of him, I don't see where they're going to let him give him the chance to really get over. We'll look at him from TV, think he's doing a really good job, and we'll see the things we like about him. But I doubt they'll put him in a position to really do well.
Here's Rondell. Rondell, I'm glad you're here. Send me your info. I need your weight, height, and age. And then I'm going to send you a link so you can pop in on Sunday. Okay, because we're getting ready for the challenge. And he says, hi, Rob and Sid. Hope all is well. Who was your favorite to choke slam?
Probably Sting and Shawn Michaels.
Michaels, he had a touch of oversell, and that just made it look so much cooler.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Let me see here. Oh, Casey said it's on YouTube. It was before his run as RVD.
Okay. Well, I don't remember him as that. I wish I would have, because he's never brought it up to me as we've talked, and I would have liked for him to. I don't remember that. I feel bad about that.
Jamie says, Sid, what do you think of the guy with AJ Styles?
You know what? I haven't seen AJ Styles in so long. I don't know who. I haven't seen him.
And here's CC. She says, hey, Rondell. Oh, hey, Rondell. They were saying early on they needed, I think it was your stats from you. Yes. Thank you, CC. She's managing the group in there. That's perfect.
Way to go, CC.
Oh, great. I got you, Rob. Okay, there we go. How was it in the $1 Million Corporation? That's when we started the podcast, we were kind of doing your history, and we never got to this segment, did we?
I don't think so.
No. What was your time like in the $1 Million Corporation, and was it like working with the $1 Million Man?
Well, I've already told everybody about the acid trip I took with him at the drive-in with some security guard. I think that says it all.
Yeah.
I was put on the road as he was put on the road with me to be a babysitter. And long story short, I became a babysitter for him. And somehow he enticed me to do acid and go to a drive-in on one of our nights off. Um, that's how it was. I couldn't wait to get out of that whole situation. It was a bad trip. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let me see here. Here is Kurt said, I was watching old WCCW wrestling videos the other day. Ooh, where did you get those? And I remember in the late 80s on a Saturday evening, I dislocated my right knee, went to the hospital and told the doctor, do what you got to do, but get me home by 10 p.m. I can't miss any wrestling on TV. That's dedication.
That's dedication.
Man. Over here, Cheryl. Cheryl said, Sid, did you ever work with Shane Douglas? Thoughts on him as a wrestler?
Did one of my first angles with Shane in Continental as Lord Humongous. Eddie Brady Man to turn me babyface. He actually would. We worked the deal as he was actually my long lost cousin or something. I don't remember working against him. I could have. Only thing about Shane was good guy. Don't get me wrong, but he was one of those guys who was a little creepy about himself. This is a story one time. He was when he first came to the WWF, and this is when again the business was really bad. They brought him in as what do they call him? The Dean? No.
Oh yes, the Dean.
Okay, the Dean. Man, I'm telling you. I remember somewhere I want to say Canada. George Steele pulled him to the side and said something. I can't remember what it was. And Shane said to him, like, hey, you don't know who I am. I'm somebody or something like that. Really he always someone put himself over more than he really was. And that was pretty much the end of his run after that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I remember seeing him after.
Well, he's also the one who got, they blackballed him out of WCW and WWF. He was part of that whole deal. Shane was a nice guy to me and everything, but just, I don't know, just a little peculiar.
Andy here says, where is it? I still got to send you my details to you. Yes, you do, Andy. Get them in. Rondell said, CC, what's the website called? Vicious Circle something. Are you kidding me? Here you go, Rondell. There it is. We'll leave that up for a second.
Hey, don't feel bad, Rondell. I don't know it either.
Where is it here? Andy then says, sit on acid. I don't think I could wrap my head around that. Yeah.
No, I like to think that that's not true. But no, it's a true story. Oh man, it was weird. I like to think it wasn't true. Maybe I'm just making it up.
Maybe that was the trip.
Yeah, that's the whole trip. Maybe it was a bad dream.
Jeremy asks, have you ever worked with Stone Cold Steve Austin? And if you did, what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I worked with him a few times. He was also, these people about way too much of himself. I actually did mushrooms one time with him over in Dubai.
Really?
Yeah, me, him, and Taker.
We'll have to hear about that trip.
I don't remember much of that one.
Rondell said, question, Rob and Sid, do WWE or any wrestling company let you keep a copy of your contract? I would think they would.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Grimazing Reed. This is the gentleman that came in and dazzled us with his magic. He said, Sid, what are some of your favorite Canadian places to wrestle?
Well, I like all Canada, but Montreal, I like that area over there. I like Toronto and everything else, but Montreal's got a really good. I love the area, that part of I like that part of Canada a little bit better. So Montreal and that area, Ottawa, something like that. I like that part of Canada.
Andy here said, "Who the hell is your dealer?" Sid, I may know a guy. Well, apparently he's all over the world. That's
right.
Jamie said Shane was good in ECW. That's when he was the franchise, right?
Right, but this is the thing is I think again, everyone, we see people on TV and yeah, he's fun. I'm sure he looks okay on TV, but to me, it just wasn't nothing really special about Shane. And again, he's a good guy, worked hard and everything, but I think he's one of those people. Like for instance, he's not 1/10 worker, say one of these young buck guys. You know what I mean? But he thought he was a better worker and a bigger star than those guys, which he might have been equally, equal star because he was in the WWF at one time, for his star power. But he never could work like those guys.
Gotcha. Grimazing asks, any Montreal mushroom or acid stories?
Wow. No, I only did acid that one time my whole life in the business, and then I don't know why I did that, and that was the only time I did mushrooms was that one time. We were stuck in Dubai in a hotel for seemed like 6 years, and
You did the acid to keep up with your babysitter.
right.
Wade McDonald says, I've been binging the podcast. I've listened to 48 so far this week and last. Have to get caught up. For years, I always wondered where you were and how you were doing and what you were up to. It's truly awesome to see you here back in the public, mixing it up with all of us. Thanks, Sid. Glad you're doing well.
Well, thank you, Wade.
That's awesome. That's a lot of podcasts.
No kidding.
Wow. Let me see here. And there was one I missed. Oh, there it was. Eric said, Kurt Hennig, best wrestler ever.
Yeah, he was one of the best for sure. And he was probably one of the most unappreciated wrestlers too. And I don't understand why. Only in WWF was he unappreciated. Everywhere else, I think he was really admired, and But I remember first seeing him for the first time. He was working with Lawler over in Memphis. It was just like, man, this guy is really good.
Let me see here. Danilo said, someone asked, and I was trying to find it. Did you ever wrestle against Hercules, and what was he like? And then Danilo said, I believe Sid was Hercules' last match in the WWF, where he just got up after taking the power bomb, no selling it.
I've heard a lot of people have said that. I don't remember that. I don't keep up with things like that, but I know he wasn't happy about it. I didn't know it was his last match.
Is that the one that we have in the intro?
Yeah. Way to go, Rob. The guy hates me now. Is he dead?
I don't think so, but I don't know, to be honest.
This is your only way out if he is. He'll kill you.
Tom says, I know you teamed with Randy Savage. Did you guys ever work each other in WCW or WWF?
I think I gave Randy his last match in WCW as well. Did someone say that one time, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. He flew in to replace someone. I can't remember who it was. And I can't remember where it was. So I want to say like somewhere silly, like Virginia or something. But I remember him coming in. Someone said that was his last match.
Kurt here says, I made an entire VHS tape of nothing but Sid matches, 6 hours long. I was so proud of that VHS, lent it to a friend who also was a fan, and he never gave me the tape back. And it's been 25 years, and I'm still pissed.
Get him, Kurt.
That's right. Wonder if you still have a player to watch it, though. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Mike Ferreira says, hey, guys. Sid, how did you like having Harvey as a manager? We touched on this a bit.
Well, Harvey was my first manager. Well, not my first manager, but he was my manager in Continental, and I brought him in. They couldn't really find anyone to put him with, so I just put him with me.
Nathan here said, Nathan from Australia said, Kurt should have gotten a run with the heavyweight championship. No,
he definitely should have. Thing is, everyone too, when we see the belt called the Intercontinental Championship belt, that's a death sentence. It means you're not going to ever get used correctly.
I think I've only seen two people that actually get it and then go on.
Right.
Austin and The Rock.
Okay.
Like testing belt almost.
Right.
Andy says, one thing I can't believe I never asked. When Harley Race was alive, did he ever get in touch with you to come to his promotion?
I did a bunch of them, Andy. He was a lot of fun. He was a really good guy. Yeah, I did a lot of them up in Missouri for him.
Oh, and I think Hercules has passed away. Yes, he died a few years ago. Yes, he passed away.
All right, Rob, feel safe to say what you want to about the guy. He can beat you up
now. Good now.
Yeah.
Rondell says, did you ever fight Mr. Perfect? I think he means wrestle.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did. I do remember one time I was doing an interview. I think I've told the story where I think it was Chris Benoit and maybe Dean Malenko or Perry Saturn. I was going to work with one of them. I made the reference to him I said something like, I said, yeah, I said, people don't realize which one of the guys was. I said, they're really tough when they get to crying. Man, I said, if you get them crying, they'll almost fight you back, And Kurt loved that.
Trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Wade says, and a huge thanks to you too, Rob. Oh, thank you for getting Sid comfortable with today's technology and social media and whatnot. We owe you, buddy. I'm a fellow Canadian from Kelowna, BC. Nice. Awesome. The two of you are doing, or what the two of you are doing, and we appreciate you too, Rob. Well, thank you.
Yeah. I don't think I said it before. I don't think people realize without Rob, I wouldn't be doing this or be able to do any of this. So, no, I tell Rob all the time how much I'm grateful for him.
That's two people in my fan club.
There you go.
It's growing.
It's growing. No, everybody likes you, Rob.
Tom said, I'm surprised WWE has never made a Psycho Sid DVD. How do they would you know how they choose who they're going to make these DVDs about?
No, I don't, Rob. I don't know. I don't. I really don't know who decides what determines that.
Jeremy says here, here's his favorite wrestlers. My favorite wrestlers besides the Big Boss Man are Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Jake Roberts, Razor Ramon, Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, Sid, Tugboat, and Dusty Rhodes, just to name a few.
That's a good group of people there, Jeremy.
That's a really good list.
That's a good list.
Where was he when we were doing the Mount Rushmore?
I know, right? Well, there's only two people left on Mount Rushmore anymore. And it's not called Mount Rushmore anymore.
No?
It's just Barry and Eric, and it's called Brokeback Mountain.
Whole lot of love going on there.
A whole lot of love going up there.
Oh, Jamie mentioned Triple H also won the Intercontinental title. So, yeah, there's 3.
And he ended up marrying the boss's daughter. Wow, what a run that was.
So did he get the title belt because of his work in Intercontinental or because of the marriage?
I don't remember, honestly.
Stuart asks, hey guys, Sid did the shaving can to the head hurt? How surprised were you? You didn't get hit by the can, just by the shaving cream.
Right. What it was when I hit it with that chair, it somehow bounced to hit something, and it just on itself, it did all that.
It sprayed it everywhere.
But
that was a wicked look. It really was.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And that was the last barbershop too.
Well, yeah, you broke their shaving cream.
I mean, that was the end of his career. I mean, really, that's Vince does that to people, Rob, and I'm sure he did that to Hogan to get back with him. Hogan forced him to hire his brother, I'm sure. So when you do things like that, they get you back, and I'm sure that's what it was. It's like, now we're going to have the guy who's replacing you. We're going to have him tear up your brother's studio, and then your brother's finished.
Okay. But it's weird how there's these subtle jabs, and you just
don't realize it.
Lloyd asks, hello, what was your best memory you have of working in, for not reading it. What was your time like in ECW? God, I'm horrible at reading.
What was your best memory you have
of your time in ECW? There we go.
Honestly, it was such a quick little run. It was all fun. It was I say this in the nicest way. It was a glorified independent deal. You got to do what you want to there. It was just run in and beat somebody up and leave. It was easy. The crowds were unbelievable easy. Never been in a territory that the crowds were that easy every night. But so that was pretty cool.
That was a different organization.
Yeah.
Nathan said Bret Hart did well after the IC belt. Yeah, he kind of did. Yeah, he had a title run.
We got a mosquito flying around here, man. It's 32 degrees, 19 degrees out there.
Oh, I'm being proven wrong all over the place. Jericho had a great IC title luck too. Yes, he did. And he turned out to be the first Universal Champion. Okay. Rondell says, that would be awesome. A Sid DVD from start of your wrestling career to now. Excellent.
That would be pretty good.
That would be a whole bunch of discs.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Wade says, when Sid became psycho and started his whispering promos where he wasn't screaming like a lunatic, he truly became the most feared man in wrestling. There was nothing more scary.
I think so too. I did that purposely. I just started adding facial expressions and stuff like that to try to do the best with what I had the character I had.
And you handled it well. Like I said, it fit like a glove.
Yeah.
Daniel says, did Sid ever wrestle Bad News Brown? Is it true Bad News fell out with WWF because Vince broke a promise to him?
I don't know. I think I heard something like that. No, I've never worked with him, but I could see where that's very easy to do. Vince broke a lot of promises to people.
I was just gonna
Um,
say,
he ruined my life pretty much. But if it hadn't been for me not being able to crawl out from under a rock and get back on top of the rock and be the person I am, it could have really ruined my career. But Vince is very vindictive. He's a vindictive booker, and he's made again 10,000 mistakes to one good decision.
Jeremy said, and for my divas, my favorites are Chyna, Lita, and Trish. Is Chyna considered a diva?
I would think so. And I think that's the modern day group right there. I think China, you go back a little bit, you put Sherry Martel there. You go back a little bit, you put the Fabulous Moolah. That would
Gotcha.
cover.
Chyna was playing with the big boys. Like she was the only female ever in a Royal Rumble. She won the Intercontinental. So I don't know,
Right.
would she be categorized as a diva?
Well, she is a woman, Rob.
That is true. I guess that's all you need, right?
Well, she's probably the ultimate badass diva or something like that.
Tom says, Rob, what is your list of favorite wrestlers? I know Sid is number one.
Who are some of your favorite wrestlers, Rob?
Honestly, one of them is Chyna because I love what she did with that character.
Right.
And the other one, I guess, would be Michaels. I love, like I said before, how he
Yeah.
oversold things just a bit, and it made the moves that much more believable.
Yeah.
So that
Those
would
are
be them.
good ones. Those are good ones.
Jamie says Vince punished Triple H for the curtain call in Madison Square Gardens. Do you remember that?
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I heard about it. I don't remember it. I wasn't there.
Let me see here. Sound it out, Rob. You can do it. Thanks, buddy. He's coaching me on my reading.
Wow, Rob, you're gonna put up fire Andrew right now, Rob.
That's
Get
good.
out. Get out, Andrew. He's telling
Sign
you.
back up.
Sign back up.
There we go. Stuart says, think about it. Sid was involved with the Shockmaster and RoboCop. Just crazy decisions by WCW.
Yeah, that's true. Shockmaster and RoboCop. And different runs of my career there as well.
I hate that. There we go. There it is. Rondell said, I loved Sid promos in the WWE. When I walk, the ground shakes. When I talk, people listen. Who opens the gates of hell and lets Sid out? Classic promos.
Got some of that out of a book called The Devil's Laughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. What is this a fiction book or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Pretty good.
Let's see if we
I
can
get a lot of cool stuff out of that book.
Let's see if I can grab one more or two more here. Corey said, you had a really long house show main event run in 99 and 2000. I think you wrestled Savage and Bret Hart's last real singles matches in 2 days.
It's very possible. I know Bret, one of his last matches I remember talking to him in the dressing room. So it's very possible that happened.
Pam says, I can do Luna's voice. I'll call you at night, Sid.
Think about Luna now. She was one of the nicest people in the world. But dude, if you got her going, man, I mean, I was a little scared of her. I'll be honest with you. She would not have backed down from anybody. And her and her husband, Gangrel, what a great couple.
David. Yeah. I remember talking to him and he was saying the same thing, how good she was. And when you have an ex saying that about you, that says stuff.
Yeah. They're both good people.
Yes. Okay, let's grab one more. Rondell said, Sid, who do you feel was the most underrated wrestler? That's a broad question.
Wow. I think the most underrated. I should say Ricky Steamboat. Even though he was a big name and stuff, but he never got the real push in the WWF like he should have, because he was such a great worker. Of course, he was there during the Hogan run. You know, I don't know. I think he could have been a bigger. Even though he was a big star, I think he could have ran. He could have been on top of territories, but for some reason, I don't know why. But a lot of people say the same thing.
I'm going to throw up one more because Tom, Pam's boyfriend, he said, yes, she can. Trust me, it's creepy. That's Luna's way.
Get her in one of those screaming movies. I know I did an independent film called Stranded, and they brought a girl just in because she could scream, and it was ear piercing.
Let's see. Pam said, Luna was one of my favorites. Loved her attitude, and she was just very entertaining. Rest in peace, Luna. She
Right.
was.
Very good, Pam.
Specifically at 2 a.m. Yeah, that would be a little terrifying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nathan said he just sent an email. Read the review. Save the picture. I'm trying to get this in as quick as I can here. Desktop. Save. Oh, it's not doing it. I apologize for this. And then I will see if I can throw it up here real quick. Load overlay. Desktop. There we go. Now. Oh, it's fuzzy. We can't read it. Not.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says. Ah, darn it. It's too fuzzy.
Oh, is it the movie Stranded?
Tom Savini. Tell you
Is
what.
that the movie Stranded or no?
I wonder. It says you're in it.
I don't remember any of those guys' faces.
Well, Tom Savini is actually an effects guy. He did some acting, but he is huge. Like he did Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, all of those.
Now he could have been there. I can't see the other two pictures. I know one guy did a cameo in the movie, on Dawson Creek or something. I can't remember. At the end of the movie.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't see.
Wait a minute. That's in IMDb, isn't it? Nathan, what movie is that? Because I'll just pull it up. If you can tell me what movie that is, I can just pull it up on IMDb and we'll read it right from there. Andy says Sid and his best role was Ready to Rumble.
It was pretty good.
What did you think of, doing films like that?
Honestly, Rob, I had a lot more fun doing independent films than I did, that kind of big budget film. It was just a lot of repetition. You were there all day long. It seemed. I think we were there. Me and Kurt Hennig was there for like 6 weeks to do those couple little parts we did. So it's just it was fun to get your foot in the door or something like that. But I enjoyed the independent ones better.
There was 2 that you did from one guy, Brent.
Yeah. River Darkness and
yeah,
I forget the other one.
I can't remember. What did you think? River of Darkness. What was it like there?
Yeah, that was fun. Again, because we get to work with the zombie from the Night of the Living Dead. What was his name?
I am just going to pull that up now because I cannot remember his name.
But that right there, that's one of my favorite all-time horror movies to be there. Then it was just a nice scene. Kevin Nash and I were there together, hanging out. I'm still using the same face cream he gave me that night, the same brand anyway. It's really good stuff.
But Hinsman, there it is.
Bill
Hinsman.
Bill Hinsman. That's it. Bill Hinsman. We got to kill him in a scene, so that was pretty fun. So it was fun, laid back. I had a lot of fun doing the movie Stranded as well.
Branded. That one doesn't come up. Did they change the name on that one?
I don't know, Rob. A Rob McClellan film?
Rob McClellan. Let me look that up.
I think it was under Southern something Productions.
And I can't find that. Okay. I'm going to dig that up so we can find it next time.
All right.
Yes. Ryan Haskell said, yeah, the other one was Death from Above. That's what
Death from Above. Yeah.
There we go. All right, Sid. Well, any last thoughts?
No, I'd like for people to start finding out some scoops on wrestling for us for the show. What is happening in AEW? What is happening with the joint companies joining together? What are we hearing about some of these things? And we'll maybe share that information next show.
Yeah, shoot it to us at. Oh, wait, is it? There it is.
Yeah, put the info at viciouscirclepod.com. Even when he tells me I have a hard time doing that. But no, we'll talk about that Sunday a little bit, and then we'll talk about the beginning of our contest, our weight loss contest.
Excellent. In that case, Sid, we'll see you on Sunday.
Everybody, until then, we'll see you if the creek don't rise and God's willing. Oh, that's backwards. If God's willing,
I hit the button too fast.
God damn, Rob. That's all right.
Take
Cut.
two.
Take two. If God's willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be back here Sunday at the Vicious Circle.
You've been listening to the Vicious Circle podcast. Your host, Sid Udi. Co-host, Rob Bellamy. Additional research by Pete Marsh. The Vicious Circle podcast is produced by Two Cousin Road Trip Productions, a division of JX3 Media Productions. The intro music is Unleash the Giants by Cemetery Spawn, and the outro music is Digging Space by Mike Treblecock.